nice seeing you, though.
No.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome, and welcome to Valerie from Illumination Portal. If you caught Valerie this morning, she was on with Miss Priscilla on the Crone Zone, and we decided to do this show, about a month ago, I think it was. And so I'm real happy to be doing it because I needed to hear the messages today, and I don't care how many times you have to say it. It's
I
all
love.
it's good news coming up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah.
really is. And so about at 5:24, 6 minutes ago, we are in the Aries sun and also the spring equinox. So this
Uh-huh.
is the beginning of these energies of this massive. I'm serious. This is like this is the astrological new year every year. Is it
Right.
the spring equinox?
Hmm.
Um, our new year really wasn't a good one in January because we had Mercury, Mars, and Uranus in retrograde. And we had to
Hmm.
get released. We've been releasing and releasing energies, right? So here we are today. Mercury went into Aries a couple days ago, and
Hmm.
Mercury is getting the information from Jupiter, who's saying, "Okay, now's the time to get into ourselves, plant our seeds for the rest of the world, for
Uh-huh.
to uplift the world." Well, because in these type of communities, this is what we do. We are love workers, light workers, energy workers, and we want to raise the vibration and help Mother Earth raise her vibration.
Uh-huh.
So Mother Earth is a big player in this too. I'm going to kind of give the foundation. So when Mercury went into Aries a couple days ago, that's given us a stellium in Aries. So three or more planets. So this is
Okay.
all new energy for us.
Is the sun also in Aries right now, or is that still coming
Just
up?
yeah, six
Just
minutes.
went. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
6 minutes. So
Okay.
the sun now, right? So this is the very beginning of this spring equinox. It is an epic transformation for humanity right now because
Hmm.
I'm going to explain the rest of the week, but let me get through the Aries stuff first.
Sure.
It's almost
Sure.
like we're like phoenixes rising from the ashes. Because let's face it, the last 7 to 10 years have not been easy here, right? It's been very difficult, and a lot of things are going to be exposed. And this is like we're being ignited to follow our heart, and that's always the case. Like if you're doing but right now, if you're doing anything besides following your heart and what it is that you truly prefer, what you truly desire, what your goals and plans are, you're just not you're not going to the universe is going to keep pushing you back down. You have to
Hmm.
get in to yourself, into your heart. Now we just left 29 degree of Pisces season, which was also 29 degree of Virgo, Earth Virgo. We've had a lot of 29s going on. That's cleaning
Tell
out.
everybody what that means, Valerie, because yeah. Okay. Good.
29,
Sorry.
okay, it's okay. 29 rules, Virgo rules that. Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. Okay, so he's removing all this stuff that no longer serves us physically or out in the world or in our job or in our relationships. You will know what has been brought up to be released.
Okay.
We all should know this right now. If you're not feeling good, that's your body giving you signals that it's clearing out some more stuff. And with all that
Hmm.
29 degrees, that's really a helpful thing because it's helping that get get helping you to get more into alignment.
Uh-huh.
So with that said, we are when we create, well, before we create, we have to release, right? So we're
Right.
releasing. Where spring equinox, what do we normally do? Spring cleaning. We take
Yeah.
the clothes and that we no longer want and give them away. We get rid of all the stuff, and this is exactly what we're doing. Even
Open up the windows. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
so, So we're getting through all the cleaning part and the shining everything up, but it's okay. It's not actually time to jump into your whatever your new project or thing is. Okay,
Okay.
because with the rest of this week, we're going to have the new moon tomorrow, which is going to be 0 degree Aries. We're in 0 degree Aries sun right now. So the
Okay.
0 degrees are like seeds. You're planting the seeds.
Planting your seeds. Okay.
0 is like a protection, like you see yourself in a bubble wrapped in gold light, like I do, or whatever color you like. But we use this. It also helps us to discern. We don't want to be judgmental, of course, but we do have to discern what is best for me today. What's best for me going forward. Well, we on Wednesday we have Pluto entering into Aquarius. So right now, Pluto's at 29 degrees Capricorn. And we can see by the banking stuff going on and the systems that are starting to get exposed
Mm-hmm.
that's going to go back and forth because Pluto is going to go into Aquarius to 0, back to 29 Capricorn. And he's going to do that for a year and a half.
Oh, you're kidding. He's going to go back and forth?
Back and forth. But the whole time he's doing that, right, because he's the slowest moving planet,
Right. Yeah.
he hasn't been in Aquarius since 1778 and to 1789
Yeah.
was when we had the French Revolution.
French Revolution.
Yep,
Yep.
when America was born.
Yep.
We have,
Wow.
so he's handling the big stuff, right? But he wants
Uh-huh.
integrity, and Aquarius wants freedom. The freedom, honesty, integrity, thinking outside the box, creating a new way for everybody. Because Aquarius is the humanitarian here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody to have their basic needs and a level playing field. So that's just what that's going to do is continuously expose the outside structures and systems that are not life affirming.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in the meantime, for that next year and a half, all the other planets are going to go in and out of signs and build up on these new energies that we're starting today, which is our foundation. This is our
Okay.
like this is
So
our
the,
new
the only
foundation.
one we really have to worry about going back and forth at this point is Pluto.
Yeah,
Is that what
everybody.
I'm hearing? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
all the other planets will go into their retrogrades, but they'll be
Right.
normal. They'll be
Right.
like a couple weeks, a month.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yep.
we had. I'm sorry, my dog's trying to tell me that he
That's
just
okay.
and he just came in. So,
Yeah.
see, he's feeling the Aries energy. He's ready to go. Like you're going to see it in
Yeah.
everybody. But we can get a little bit ahead of ourselves with Aries because Aries doesn't usually think things through. Well,
Okay.
we in these communities have. We've been really
Right.
processing
We've been
since
working on it for a while. Yeah, we have.
COVID. Mm-hmm. So,
Just to comment, I'm seeing I know myself, I'm exhausted, and Starlight said she is, and Wildflower is saying she has aches and pains here. Hypnicity is having dizziness. Um,
yeah,
Is this all because this 29 is so
yes.
demanding of us? Is that,
Yeah.
do you think that's what it
Now,
was?
now just think. I mean, we left 29 degree Pisces and Virgo, which was only in there for a day, but that is
Mm-hmm.
hard. And we changed signs to Aries. But that is really hard on us because it's making sure that we mastered that last Pisces season. So we
Right.
might have to master it by releasing, and the pains come up and
Yeah.
my mom's had diverticulitis for the last 2 weeks. Things like that, things out of the norm that aren't normally affecting
Yeah.
you will. But not only were we at the end of Pisces and the end of this astrological year, we're at the end of an age. Literally,
Right.
we're starting now. We might not be in the age of Aquarius full force, but let
Uh-huh.
me tell you, pat yourselves on the back and give yourselves a big hug because this is not an easy time to be on planet Earth.
No, it's not an easy time. And Sherry just said she had apparently one of her discs is absolutely gone or something. She had one disc is gone and one above it is almost gone. And so I'm sorry, that has to be extremely painful. So I
I
just want to
can,
send a lot of love to you,
yeah,
those of you going through this physical stuff. Yeah,
and the only thing I can say is that it will ease up, but I'm sending you healing and love too. I know it's not easy.
absolutely.
These are not easy times. These are not easy energies. It is. I'm just gonna get somebody to come get the dog.
Okay. You know what? And I don't think a lot of us that have been doing this for a very long time and that are here are, over 50. Let's just say over 50. We'll
Yeah,
put it that way. And some of us aren't, I realize. But, this is when things start falling apart anyway.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's very, very difficult to have that
Mm.
um, and have this as well. But we did contract to come here and do this. It's just it's hard to deal with the being in a 3D world.
Well, would you like to try something, everybody, just to help you for a minute? We could do. I could do this little uh, healing prayer thing I do usually before
Yeah.
in the morning. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to imagine ourselves. First, let's take a few deep breaths.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I see gold sparkly light, and it's transparent. And I take in that deep breath, and I breathe it out of my heart. And I see myself wrapped in a bubble of it. Now I'm going to see everybody here wrapped in a bubble of it. Breathe a couple more deep breaths because the gold sparkly light is healing. It's healing, high vibrational healing light. Now, imagine above your head, your higher self is pouring gold down into your energy column,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going down into Mother Earth, and it's flowing and it's coming back up in a figure eight up to your higher self, down to Mother Earth. Release everything that is no longer serving you or is painful or is irritating. Okay, let's do that a couple times. Now we're going to breathe that gold light in and we're going to hold our breath. And we all know where our chakras are located, right? We're going to clear out the chakras. So when you release your breath, like forcefully, see your chakras, see the gold light just blasting out the front and the back of you. Again, breathe down into Mother Earth. Let it all just drop. Release it. Especially in the spinal column, I'm feeling. Whenever you're feeling okay, keep yourself in the gold bubble while we're live. I'll keep the whole group in it. Did that help you at all, Allie, a little bit? I don't know.
A little more energy, feeling a little bit more energy. Yeah.
I know
Mm-hmm.
it's awful. Everybody I speak to is just struggling with pain
They
or
really are. Yeah.
yes.
That's it sounds crazy, but if when you know other people are going through it, it somehow makes it easier to deal with. I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah,
Although Sherry is going through it a really bad. I'm so sorry, Sherry.
what
That's just
happened to Sherry?
she
Oh,
has a disc that's completely gone, and she's got one that's on its
oh
way out. Yeah, yeah,
my God.
yeah. And that's her foundation. That's her disc
Yeah.
area in her. Yeah.
You're
Wow.
welcome to talk. Yeah. If you could, Sherry, just when you're sitting or laying, which I'm sure you're probably laying down,
Mm-hmm.
just breathe that gold light. You're breathing, of course, through your mouth into your lungs, but see it like you're breathing. Your spinal cord is breathing it, right?
Yep.
In fact, there's a chakra behind our neck called the ultimate major.
Yep.
Let's do this one real quick too. You see your higher self there behind you with their hand on the back of your neck, and they're going to take their hand off, and they're going to just pour gold light down into your spine. gold healing like liquid light. A lot of times things can attach to us through the back of our neck or our temples. If you're
Yes.
feeling your temples are stuck, do the same thing with your temples. See gold light
Mm.
pouring into them, down through the back of your neck, down through your spine, down into Mother Earth, and release everything that you are feeling. Name it in your head or out loud, just to get it gone.
Wow.
I hope that helps. I really hope this helps
It
somebody.
is. It is interesting, and I knew this about what was going on with Pluto coming back around into the time of our
Mm-hmm.
Declaration of Independence and the revolutions. But
Yeah.
it is interesting that it's like boom, boom, boom this week. Today, I just saw Texas Paul, and he says that Fannie Willis is now getting a RICO lawyer, which is a racketeering lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
and she
Mm-hmm.
wants to hit him with racketeering charges.
Yeah.
And, just between that and every other thing that's going wrong.
Yeah.
And we saw that Putin and Xi met today. Just a lot of, just a lot of stuff.
Well,
Everybody's loving it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, thank you guys. I'm so, oh, you saw Native Woman.
Hello. Yes, it
Oh,
is.
I
Valerie's so
love it.
good. Yeah. Thank you, Valerie. Yeah.
Thank you. No, you guys, I, our energy, we vibe off each other, and I come in here and I feel, ooh, you know, but
Yeah.
I never even remember what I'm saying. But
Uh-huh.
I hope everybody does feel better. But as for Trump, I'm feeling like we're going to be really like blown away at how they actually pull him in and charge him or indict him or whatever it's called. I think it's going to be a
Yeah.
lot more than just one the AG in New York, but we'll
Right.
see. We'll see how it works out.
Well,
But it
that's what
was
Linda said. Yeah, Linda G said that. She said this one, then Fawny, then the Carol, Eugene Carroll,
mhm,
and then Mark Smith will be
mhm.
doing
Yeah,
um,
he's going to put the icing on the cake.
on the
Smith.
cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did see yesterday that all the GOP leaders were complaining and saying, it's the Democrats that did this and did that. But then today, I saw McCarthy come on and say, I don't really think President Trump wants you to protest and have any violence, and please don't have violence. And I was surprised.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised. Well, I think he was told you better rein in your boy, or things are going to get really ugly real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
And as
I
they
agree.
should, we've
Yeah.
been waiting a long time, not only for justice, for fairness, but I mean, come
Mhm.
on. This is another thing with Pluto going into Aquarius. That Pluto in Capricorn, they had a chance to fix. As soon as Pluto went into Capricorn in 2008, the stock market dropped. Right, they went in and they bailed them out, and they gave them quantitative easing and just printed more money. And this whole time for 18 years, Pluto's been saying, "Are you sure you don't want to do this right? Are you sure you don't want to?" Because they had any time they could have to be in integrity, right?
Mhm.
Or help the poor, build some homeless housing, do something. But
Right.
no, we doubled down to where we just bailed them out again last week. And this is Pluto is just gonna. It's not going to be pretty, but I want you to know this. Once those systems are going to be like flattened, but there are already systems in place that are here to be life affirming. There's something there to replace them. So don't think when I say any of this that, oh, we're just going to be in chaos, because we're not. All the
Okay.
higher realms are here. The angels, the guides, the guardians, dragons, elementals, everybody's here, and everybody's been waiting for this moment. Now,
Right.
this moment's not just going to happen in a moment, probably next year and a half, 2 years. We're going to see significant change by 2025, 2026. Doesn't mean we're going to be fully in the age of Aquarius, but we are on our way up to being
Right.
more stable in 5 dimension or higher, 5th dimension or higher.
Right.
Not
Right.
this right now we're in and out, right? It's like we're on a, every day I'm in the 3D, now I'm back in the 5D, then I'm back
Oh,
in.
I know.
You're like,
So I remember singing the Fifth Dimension song, "This is the Dawning of the Age of Aquarius." That was in 1970, and I
yeah,
thought we were in there then. I guess not, huh?
yeah. Yeah, well, we had the harmonic conversion.
That's right.
What was
That's
that,
right.
1987?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
in that whole time, though, look how many people have woken up, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're to this point in
Uh-huh.
in energetically of
Right.
how far we've raised up in vibration. Now, these next 2 years, we're going to have so many more people
Yes.
on board that are going to understand that everything comes from unconditional love and from our heart. You have to be in integrity, heart centered and soul centered, and
Uh-huh.
want the best for everybody. This isn't
Sure.
about me or one guy, Trump or Musk, or, you know, so all that's going to be really scrutinized and put through the ringer. But
Uh-huh.
so we have the, oh, go ahead. Who's this? What is
Lauren wonders if you know anything about the new 20-year cycle that
that's
Pam
the
Gregory.
Pluto? That's the Pluto cycle.
That's the
So,
Pluto. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Pluto's going to change from Capricorn to Aquarius on the 23rd of
Okay.
March, but he's going to stay at 0 degrees and going back 29 to Capricorn, in and out for the next like
Okay.
year and a half before he goes actually forward. But he's the outer planet. He's the one making sure that everything is cleaned out. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and in integrity, and there's truth, and there's none of this behind the curtain, behind the scenes games they play with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But every
Mm-hmm.
planet in the sun and all the asteroids are involved, and the asteroids are all pretty much female goddesses. They are they are right here with us, and many of them are in Aries right now. But
Okay.
I don't want to make it confusing.
That's all
So
right.
that's the 23rd is when Pluto changes signs. So he'll be 0 degree until June 11th, which is, you know, 29 is an 11. It's just all these
Yeah.
11 came up to me today. But then on Friday, we have Mars going from Gemini to Cancer. But he's been in Gemini for 7 months. Mars is only usually in a sign for 2.5 months, even with a retrograde. So that
Oh.
whole time we've been clearing, right? But this was mental. This was mental because Mars wants to go do something. But
Mm-hmm.
first, everything had to be planned
Cleaned
and
up.
prepared and cleaned up. So Gemini was helping him with that. Now he doesn't. He changes signs. So we have 0 degree today, 0 degree tomorrow on the moon, zero
Mm-hmm.
degree on Wednesday with Pluto, 0 degree on Friday with Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is showing us that this is fertile new ground where we're
Okay.
planting seeds. If you need to, like, do a little fire ceremony today or a candle ceremony, especially those of you in pain, write it out and
Yep.
then burn it. That's
Yep.
one of the best things
Definitely.
to do on a new moon. And then once you remove something or ask for something to be removed and released, replace it with what you prefer. Replace it
Okay.
with something that'll be helpful. There's many ceremonies, things you could do, but that's the
Right.
easy.
To do that, to clear that. Do you
Yeah.
think that many of us also are feeling this pressure, which it turns into pain because we've been holding, waiting so long? And it's like, when you're holding on and waiting for something, you tend to hold on
Tense.
tight.
Yeah.
And the same thing we talked about earlier, how I've gained weight, and you said, it's the protection, but it's also holding on again. It's
Holding
holding
on.
on to something.
Well,
Yes.
and we needed to gain weight, especially since COVID, right? Because
Right.
energetically, we were just getting bombarded, and we needed to have that extra because there's a lot going on here. There's a pandemic, we're ascending, there's
Right.
change coming that is massive stuff we've never seen before. But not only that, the sun is shooting off solar flares, right?
Right.
And heat. So, but when the sun does that, it inflames our pain. But As
Uh-huh.
it's inflaming our pain, it's helping us to remove and release that, as well as any density from Earth.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it comes in with downloads, and it comes in with more information to help us on our way. Um, in Pisces season, I think everybody here should have been upgraded on their psychic abilities and their skills.
Uh-huh.
That was a very powerful um, Pisces season, and that does cause pain because we're we're embodying more of who we truly are, which we're just remembering. It's not like, oh, I got a new gift. No,
Yep.
you have these in the higher dimensions. You're just
Yep.
remembering them, and you're having to integrate them into your body now. So it does become painful.
Hmm. So you had to reschedule your uh, lab work. And of course, part of that, there have been computers down in 4 places that I work today.
Yeah,
And so the solar flares are responsible for that.
yeah.
But I have to tell you also that I am supposed to have three procedures done. They're not big deal procedures, but they that require me to drive and stay there all day and not eat and all this other stuff. And I
Mm,
don't want to leave my house.
mm.
And
I don't.
Valerie was just talking about that too. Is there anybody else here that feels like they don't want to go anywhere and they don't want to do anything? There's something about it that's just, I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
feel safe. It doesn't feel like it's
Yeah.
time. It's not so much that I feel unsafe. It just doesn't feel
Right.
like the right time. And I have to go to the grocery store, and I plan it out really to the T. But that's all
Uh-huh.
I do. I don't like leaving the house, and I was
Yeah, I
starting
feel like I'm agoraphobic. I
yeah.
know. I just like, I don't want to do that. Oh, that's your normal, JJ? I've never felt that way. I've always been a person that loves to just go do things all the time. And I only want, I'll go out to Starbucks, go through the drive up window and come home. And sometimes I'll have DoorDash deliver it. That's how lazy I am. That's
Oh,
how
you're
lazy.
not lazy. You're not lazy. We're integrating very
Okay. Okay.
powerful energies. My mom's the same way, and she's 84, and she runs and goes and here and there. And now she's so upset that she can't leave the house because she has diverticulitis. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
when the universe is giving us diverticulitis or something painful or something's uncomfortable, or we have the feeling I don't want to leave the house. That that that's directly from spirit, and we have
Okay,
to
we're
listen.
all having it. There's a lot of people. People want to take naps. Scorpio Mama wants to stay
Yeah,
home. Craig doesn't want to go anywhere. Lottie doesn't want to go anywhere. Wow. Wildflower stayed home for 4 days. Wow.
I don't go
So
anywhere. It's
I
weird.
tell you what, between just not feeling the greatest, uh, with pain, it's also manifesting in that. But you feel it too, Amanda? It's
Mhm.
interesting because I never thought of it as a possibility that we were sort of like, it's going to be a gross analogy, but I'm thinking of when a pimple is ready to pop. That's what the 29 is. It's like it's
Yeah,
building and it's building and it's building. Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
toxins have to be released. And Mary Thornberry said, "Follow your gut. If
Yeah.
they are saying stay home, stay. If they're saying stay home, stay home." And I
Yeah.
mean, I just don't have the desire. I don't have any desire to go do anything. And in the next few months, okay, what I explained Aries, I explained the new seeds, I
Yeah.
explained all the zeros.
Right.
On April 21st, we're going to have our second new moon in Aries, but it's a solar eclipse.
Oh,
Then May
okay.
5th, we have the last Scorpio lunar eclipse. So there's big things that are going to be released from our world. This is big stuff. And I think we all sense this on some level. Like it's just not time yet to go out there and participate in the craziness. You know,
Yeah.
we can see the division in the world. We can see that there's a lot of people who are just delusional. And they're not trying to raise the vibration at all. You know,
Hmm.
I send them love. I'm not judging them, but
Right. Right.
they are volatile, and we don't really need to be in that.
It's part of self-care, I think,
Yeah,
honestly, and
yeah,
it's really actually quite good. I don't blame anybody, and I don't think it's going to be forever. I
no,
really don't. And I don't, it doesn't mean I don't go outside. It's
right.
just that I don't go to crowds and things like that. I don't want to do that. But I think we need to honor that. If we feel it, then we need to remember that that's a reason. And I don't mean to make this to get
No,
you away from topic, but I really think it's important
no,
that we all, yeah,
this is
okay,
totally on topic. This
okay,
is explaining the energies, because when I say
sure,
29 degrees, everybody's like, what does that mean? But this is
sure,
explaining it. Those 29s and those zeros are the most critical degrees, and we're going through a pretty long
yeah,
time with them. And this
hmm,
is another thing with Lauren here. So this is something to honor. Yes, I've had a mental pushback with myself. Now I can stop this unpleasant energy battling with my mind. See, we're told that if we're not producing in every second, that we're worthless, right?
yeah,
We really
which is
are. We're not.
BS, yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
we need to honor taking a rest. Just because the construct, the system, didn't want
uh-huh,
anyone to take a rest, they don't even want to pay you family leave, and they don't want to do this. Okay, so that's all changing along with the banks wildfire when the
yep,
bank thing is, it is scary, but there is a system in place that is for, that is a healthier system.
yep,
They are
yep,
going to go down, and the media is going to make it sound like it's the end of the world, but it's not. It's
no.
really not.
A
We are
lot of
safe.
countries have had this happen. Iceland did, and
Hmm.
so did Greece, and they have improved their entire
System.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah, their whole system has changed. That's
I
right.
mean,
Yeah.
they're literally stealing from us. So that has to stop.
Yeah.
And they weren't trying to pay people a decent living wage. There's homeless camps in every city. We
Hmm.
have to get we have to get in control, we the people, right, of our
We do.
nation.
We do. And it is a shedding of not only our personal skin, but collective skin and country
Yes.
skin. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, come
Wow.
on. America was known for your bring your immigrants here.
I know.
What in the F happened, people? I mean, I know you
It's
all know.
there is no such thing as the Republican Party anymore. It's all fascist. It's a fascist party, is what it
And it
is.
is. And
Yeah.
that's going to be
Hmm.
exposed too.
Hmm.
So all
Yeah.
this is going to be in neon signs with bright lights flashing, because we're going to hear things. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to be with Allie on today and talk about these energies. They
Yeah.
are going to try their damnedest to make you so afraid that the systems are falling apart, and we need to save them like we used
Yeah.
to, like we always do. But that only benefits the one in the top 1% and 2%, right? So
Right.
you are we are America. We are better than what has been shown to us in these last 8 years. We are.
Right.
And we
Definitely.
all know we are. But the
Hmm.
media keeps um, pumping it up this division, because they need to have the division for ratings. The other ones need, the bank needs it to make money. And the rail
Yeah.
system was deregulated. We've had how
Yep.
many train wrecks? This all
And
has,
it was all done in 2018. All this stuff was deregulated by you know who. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
So what they wanted me to say today was the most precious commodity you have is your energy. That's your currency.
Hmm.
This
Hmm.
is, we really are, our energy is everything. I have something about the currency here. Our perspective is our greatest currency also. It always has been. So the very first thing to do is to understand your beliefs and adjust accordingly to match the new energies that are being offered to us to experiment with. We are creating a new reality with these new energies, and these energies are available to us to see and create with. They have always been here, but we're hidden from us, and that was on purpose. We,
Hmm.
we're remembering how powerful we are, how important we
Mhm.
are, how much we are worth more than any job or any amount of money or any of that. You know, we've been told we are worthless basically by a system that just used us as their slave force. And I'm sorry I'm getting into it that deep, but that's exactly what is was been going on since for the last few thousand years,
More than
truthfully.
that. More than
Yeah.
that, actually. Yeah.
So
Um, yeah. I wanted to mention that if you happen to have Gaia TV, or you can get it for a short period of time, I've been watching the Ancient Civilizations, which talks a lot about um, the gods and goddesses that came here that were aliens, and how some people actually on the earth now have DNA that is more than 340 million years old.
mm,
And they've been able to track it back. And those elongated Anunnakis, is it, with the
yeah,
big
yeah.
head? Whether you believe in that stuff or not, they indicated that, and it made a lot of sense, that we agreed to this 3D world, and we agreed to be the slaves to what it is that we do every day. When you think about it, we are a slave to our jobs, we're a slave
Mm,
to how society's laws run, all
mm,
those things, and not being unusual. Like, if people find out that you're interested in this kind of stuff, they go, okay,
yeah. Let me go over here, right? And but
uh,
look how more and more groups there are in our community. Inside the community, there are groups inside of groups inside of groups. Everybody wants to be free from this, but they just didn't know how we're going to end the system, how we're going to change the system. We
yeah,
tried with voting, we tried with all kinds of ways. Well, the gerrymandering came in and the other laws came in. All of that has to be rebalanced because we're
right,
imbalanced. They
that's
have the
right,
upper hand and they have all the money and all the power, it seems, but they're not. They don't because they need us to power everything they do.
right,
And the more of us that wake up and realize that, the more that faster that change occurs, right?
right.
Um,
And to know that we're all brought here to help each other, because we don't need to feel alone.
no.
And and a lot of you are saying in here, I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me. And it isn't. It's
Mm-mm.
okay.
Yeah.
It's all okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Linda D. Gonzalez, it is a revolution, but it's based in unconditional love because we
Hmm.
know what war does. That just
Yeah.
brings more energy to them. So if you
Yeah.
stand there and you're like, you know, you look ridiculous at this point because they do. They're just ridiculous. The
Huh.
news, the parties, the constant bickering, the constant like kindergarten class is more organized than these
Oh,
adults.
I really think a 3-year-old could run the country a lot better than a lot of these political people or news people. Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing, like Mercury is in Aries right now too, right? So he's helping us get
Uh-huh.
individually. We want okay. We see how we'd like the world to be run, how we'd like our home to be run, our relationships. But when it gets too much, because Mercury can get, get
Yeah.
addicted. So
Yeah.
and
Communication.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot. Speak out loud. Like if something's bothering you and it just keeps looping, speak it out
Mhm.
loud. That changes that energy. You know, if
Yeah.
you're in pain and you're just laying there suffering, say, I really don't want to be in pain anymore, or whatever feels good to you. But say
Right.
it out loud because it switches we're electromagnetic beings, right?
Uh-huh.
And mine
Uh-huh.
tries to take over the whole show, but we're getting information from our guides, our guardians, our ego, all kinds of stuff is coming through. And we
Yep.
just got to get ourselves into this space where the body can relax. The body is being like an electrical socket is plugged into us, right?
And I agree. And I think that in talking out loud, we can also be reminded, oh, I can ask my guides and my angels and
Yeah.
my ancestors and whoever to help me here, because I don't think we tend to think that way. We haven't been programmed to think that way. And so we kind of forget that we are, we have that available to
We have
us.
that available. We have cards,
Right.
we have pendulums,
Uh-huh.
but even if you're, asking a question to the pendulum, state it out loud. State it out loud, because it'll keep rewiring your system to relax, because you're asking questions to your trusted higher self, God, guides, guardians, angels, God, Mother, Father, God, whoever. And
Hmm.
they're right here for us in every moment. We have never been alone. We just were
I know.
told we were. We
We were
weren't
just told we're alone. That's right. That's
we were
right.
brought up to believe in the religious God who is, you're born a sin, you're going to die a sin, and you're
Oh,
going
I
to,
know.
what the hell is
And you're
that?
going to go to him. I know. Thank you very much. Oh, Roxy, that's very true. That's good. Yes, Valerie is really a sweetheart,
Oh,
honestly. Um, so where is Saturn going? Because Saturn is the taskmaster. Is
now,
that changing too? Is
yes,
that changing?
he is, and
It is.
let's just get into it. Saturn
Okay.
was in Aquarius for the last 3 years. Saturn
Okay.
just moved into Pisces. So what's Pisces? Pisces is basically God, our higher self, the higher energies. There's no end. There's uh, you know, imagination beyond belief. Saturn is taskmaster, is about structure. Well, when
Right.
he's in Pisces, he's like, eh, we're gonna these structures that are holding people back, because Pisces is telling him this is repressing people, are no
Uh-huh.
longer working. So he's with Pluto going, yep, let's turn it all
Backpedal.
around, dissipate. So those things are just going to be,
Okay.
I mean, I would love to tell you all what's going to happen in a week, but it's not. It's going to
Oh,
take.
I know. I know.
I had something on Saturn. Where'd it go?
So it's going into Aries when?
Well, which one?
Saturn.
Oh no, Saturn doesn't go into Aries for 3 years.
Oh, so it's
What?
still going to be in Pisces then. So
Yeah,
we're talking about watery emotional energies. Is
yeah,
that,
but
yeah?
he, but see, with everyone else's support, right?
Uh-huh.
The reality we want to create. Pisces is the
Uh-huh.
most spiritual sign. We want to
Right.
create a spiritually heart
More
based.
spirit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that we could tap. Oh, and then, oh, where was I? Sorry. Saturn and
Mhm.
Pisces is dissolving the old power structures.
Dissolving the
And
whole
that
pictures.
old power structures are being dissolved. I mean, there's a lot of good trines and things going on right now, but I didn't want to get too much
No, I understand. I
into
understand.
that,
Yep.
and make it confusing for anybody. But this is magic. I mean, we really are entering, by the time Friday night and the weekend starts, we're going to feel like we can flow, because that's a lot of water. We got
Okay.
Aquarius is the water bearer, right? The star
Right.
card.
Right. Yep.
With that, he's an alchemist. He's bringing spirit into earth, alchemizing. They're trying to make the formula, the perfect formula. I guess you know what I'm saying, with Pluto
Yes.
and Mars and Saturn.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But with Pluto and Mars, they're rulers of Scorpio. So Scorpio is not really in here, but he is in the South Node. And
Hmm.
Scorpio is uncovering, digging the dirt, finding all the stuff that's not
Not
working,
working.
uh,
Yeah.
that's disingenuous, and it's going away. So we have that Scorpio energy there with them anyhow because of that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So then after we have those two eclipses after May 5th, I think it's July that the nodes change. Now that's going to be a big deal because we've been having a Taurus North Node and a Scorpio South Node. So that Scorpio South Node's taking all this crap, all
Hmm.
this stuff that's not working, and dissipating it literally. While Taurus on the North Node is going, how can we create a new, it's all material on the material plane.
Yep.
Just if you think about the people right now that are creating the future, I mean, there's
Yeah.
some awesome ideas out there. There's some beautiful things coming up.
There are. Yep. Yep.
And the kids are just, they're little angels. They don't believe in hate and discrimination or
Yeah.
sexism or any of that. Um, but
Yeah.
whew, it's a lot, and it's like the reason for being here today is to let everyone know to hold on, stay focused,
Uh-huh.
heal yourself. If you need healed, if you need to rest, please do that. Don't rush anywhere. It's not really
Right.
time to. If
Nope,
you
it isn't.
feel if you feel like it, you can. You can create in these energies. But
Right.
we're healing. We just been
Yeah.
through 8 years
Honor
of
your rhythms, honor the rhythm, honor the intuition that tells
love.
you this isn't working and I need to make a decision about it. It's hard to do. It's hard. You don't want to disappoint other people or whatever, but we have to think about ourselves. We really do. Yeah.
And if that's the last thing I'll say, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, the first house of the zodiac wheel. His statement is I am. It is all about you first. And once
Hmm.
you're in a good alignment, then of course send out love, do all the things you want to do. But
Uh-huh.
I am is how do I care for me? All the ways you can think of how to love yourself and accept yourself. If you're having any of those things, work through it. Get that stuff out of your body so it'll
How
get
do
the
you?
pain out of you too.
Yeah, absolutely. Diana says
Mhm.
Geminis of low bred energy, including 45, are in the close clutch of politician support. That's very true.
Mhm.
As is one very creepy Libra, Vladimir Putin.
Mhm.
I don't even want to. I don't even want to
And
associate with him.
it's
Yeah,
like, oh my God, we have to even put them. I honestly don't think they have hearts or souls. I'm not sure they
we
have a
don't.
soul. I'm
To me, I wonder if they have reptilian origins. That's the
yeah.
only thing I keep thinking about. And a lot of people don't want to really go there with the ETs and everything, but still, it would make a lot of sense if that was the case.
I'll
That
tell
they
you,
had this.
my guy told me when what's his name was first elected, right? I was like, I
Hmm.
don't get it. And about a year in, because I would ask questions, how we were watching all the readers, we were
Oh
trying to,
yeah. Yep.
and I said, well, I mean, how can they not have a heart in it? The
I
questioning
know.
went down to, they do not have hearts, they do not have souls. And I'm like, so they're not human? And I got no. Now, that's just my
There's no
gut.
compassion. There's no kindness.
Mm-mm.
No, not at all.
He would
And
go through a,
people think that Biden is weird because he has that. And
mhm.
I say, thank God he does have that because that's what we need.
And that
You know,
shows you how distorted humanity is. That we're gonna point at somebody and say you're weird because you want to hug people. What the
I
hell? You hypnosis you too? But
know.
he is. They're
Well,
not. No, they're not human.
yeah.
They're not. They don't have hearts or souls. I know that's going quite far to the other end of the pool here. But we have to know that there are people like that here
Yeah.
that have suppressed humanity for thousands of years, and we're feeding off our energy, whether it was from work or our creations or anything, but they love to feed off of fear and strife,
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
anger and
Yeah.
war.
Just like the church did or
Yeah,
does.
and that's
The
who
church does.
I got
Yeah.
the same thing on the church though. The
Yeah.
church isn't heart centered or soul centered either.
No,
They're heartless, soulless beings in there.
it's all about the
Vatican.
Benjamins.
Hmm.
um, Tomorrow, Loretta from Mothers to Row will be on my channel, just so we know. And she's going to be talking about a mothership that the Pentagon has released information above us. And
Oh,
so check it out if you get a chance. Hi, Jean, Sun Psychic Jean. Yesterday, when Jean was on with me, we got so many people who gave us feedback. It was fabulous. And they were giving us feedback that people they know are opening up,
yeah.
and not people that are already open, but people that those people know are opening up and they're talking about things they have never talked about before. And that's part of what we are here for. I
Yes.
know. Isn't
Yes.
that wonderful?
We're going to see, I'm telling you, 25, 26. We're going to see so many
Uh-huh.
more people. Like we're just not going to play this game anymore with these heartless and soulless beings that run everything. We're just not. Um,
Uh-huh.
and the thing is, we have the support of the higher realms. So we're not alone. Don't ever
Right.
think you're alone. There's plenty of us, and we're together. We came here together for
Yeah.
this reason.
Right. Right.
But,
Um, so I'm trying to figure out what it was, Lisa, that you were asking. Let's see.
mhm. Yeah,
They don't,
everything.
from what I understand. Are there lessons for us?
Oh,
Um,
everything's a lesson.
yeah,
Everything.
life's a lesson. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
never.
here we go. Dan's free. That's one of the people whose brother, he's a tech nerd. And she
Oh,
got him talking about reincarnation.
oh,
I know. I
cool.
know.
I love
And
it. I love hearing this stuff.
I
I
know.
can't tell you. I know so many people the same way, starting to ask me questions about what does this mean? What are you talking about? And it's just
Hmm.
give it to them in little bite-sized pieces. But then I think about it like this: well, you waited to the last moment to wake up. You're gonna have to digest a lot of stuff real
Gonna
quick.
have to. But at least you got people you can turn to. I
Yeah,
mean, if her brother can turn to her, then he can help, she can help him to sort of get over that hurdle. And that's what we're being asked to do, is
absolutely.
to, even though it may seem like it's too late, it's never really too
Oh
late.
no, it's never.
No. Yeah.
Same thing happened with my brother, who was just in a motorcycle accident. He was one
Uh-huh.
of the only people to accept me as a child because I was always thinking about this and we were always talking about this kind of stuff. But he
Right.
got into the real world and everybody used to just look at me like, oh, she's the crazy one. And he's laid up now because his body was rebuilt and he's so excited that he's like a door open. Like he knows he can feel that there's higher energy here. He feels his heart, he feels his soul, and he's asking
Right.
questions every day. It's so beautiful.
Well, and he came to the precipice of death in a way from what his accident, from what I understood. And
Yeah.
sometimes it takes people to have that happen to them, although he was open to it. And my brother was, when I talked to him the summer before he died,
Hmm.
he was okay. He said, some people really do believe in that stuff. And
Hmm.
then Willow told me that he said to her, I'm getting it now. I'm seeing it now. I'm learning a lot over here. So it is never too late. It is never too
No,
late, honestly.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he had an NDE, but see, I did. I had that when I was like 19, 20, because I shut my little girl, I shut her down, and I went the
Uh-huh.
wrong way.
Yeah.
I went into addiction. I went into
Yeah.
a whole different other life because I
Uh-huh.
couldn't understand how anybody couldn't see around them that everybody was just cruel.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't believe the
Yeah.
cruelty in this world. But
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
we come on our path in our way, and
Everybody's on their own. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
and we learned and got us to hear. That's why I always say this: I'm so grateful for every moment of my existence because
That's right.
I
There's
learned
no good or bad. There's no
no,
judgment. Yeah.
mm-mm. And I
That's
think
another thing here. Whether Putin or Trump have souls, whether they do or not, we're supposed to still forgive them and bring up the vibration. That's
yeah,
a hard thing to do when you're angry, and yet that's what we're being very asked to do. We're being asked to suspend judgment.
yeah,
Very hard,
very
very
hard.
difficult,
But you send
very.
them love, right? You send them love. The
Uh-huh.
thing is, they feed off the hate and the fear and the anger. So
Yep.
if you throw hate, fear, and anger at them, you just make them stronger.
Oh
The
yeah,
love
yeah.
dissipates them. The love
Uh-huh.
like blocks them from being as strong. So when my guides explained it to me like that, I was like, okay, well, I can do it then, because I
Yeah.
couldn't believe they were asking me to send them love, and this is about
Oh, I
um,
know.
3 years ago. I don't know how long ago, and I was like,
Oh, the
what?
last thing you want to do, I know, and forgiveness.
Yeah,
But it's almost as though when you do that, it's almost as though it reminds me of the Wicked Witch of the West when you throw water on her to cleanse her. She ends up dying because she.
exactly what it is. It's exactly
Yeah,
the same thing. I love it. Oh
yeah,
my god. And
yeah.
the thing is that oh shoot, I just heard something and now it went away. My dog's being a brat.
Oh,
He's getting so older though. My
I
baby.
know. I don't like it when they. I know it's so
Oh,
hard.
oh no.
I think you're right about the attacking of women,
Yeah.
Teresa. And today it was interesting because I'm doing my Ascended Masters theories I'm sorry, spirits series, and I had on Deb H, Purple Elephant, and she talked about Kali, the goddess Kali,
Mm,
and um, and how negative she has been her whole life for all of us, especially men, because
mm,
she's a strong Black woman,
mhm,
and we're still seeing that. We
mhm.
still see that for women and others.
Well,
That they're afraid of us when we
mhm.
stand up to them. Yeah,
Exactly. That's why they had to disempower women thousands of years ago, because
yeah,
we were so powerful. But they they imbalanced the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So now we
uh-huh.
have this, and it's not working. That's why all those goddess asteroids are here to back us up and
Yeah,
balance this out, because we all have both divine feminine,
right.
divine
We
masculine.
do. We
And
do.
once you get that integrated, and you don't care what someone does with their life, as long as they're not hurting someone else.
Right.
That's the business,
It's their path. That's right.
Yeah.
Their path. And
And
yes, those two were abused children, and but they could change who they are. You don't
oh,
have to stay an abused child.
right.
You have the ability to discern and make a change.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us here were abused children. I'm not out here
Uh-huh.
trying to ruin the world,
Right.
so
Right. Yep. Yep.
I
Mary, you're right about people afraid of talking about these things,
mhm.
because they think their church will say something about it. Hopefully, that's not as much as it used to be. I
Yeah.
hope not, anyway. Yeah,
Church, the church, what do they call it? Attendance has gone down significantly.
it has. It has. Well,
And
it's funny. I remember when I first decided that I wasn't going to go to any particular church, I thought to myself, well, I can commune with God anytime I want, anywhere I want. I can go outside and I'm right there with him. I don't need to go to a building and sit with a bunch of other people and then leave the church and have them be nasty to me on the way out, toot their horn at me, or, you know, get
and you
mad at me.
saw this as a young person. I saw that as a child. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
not how a God person should act or speak. I just saw it as a kid, and it was really broke my heart. I thought I was dropped off in the wrong place. I couldn't understand why I was
mhm.
here,
I
but
know. I
here we
know.
are. And we are, you do mean something. You are here for a reason. We all,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yep. Yep. And everybody has a choice. That's right, Diana.
Mhm.
Mary says that's the problem. A lot of people hurting each other. Absolutely. Yes, I agree with that.
Oh,
What is this? What is this? We are in the time of sixth sun. Do we know anything about this? Does this have to do with, what does
Diana,
it
do
have to
you know? Sixth
do?
Son. I'm not
Oh,
sure. I don't understand hypnicity,
okay.
but
Um, hmm,
they, they, okay, the powers that are being dissipated are have had control over us again for thousands of years, and they did this. They divided us, and they got it down to a science right now. If you look at the news, you can certainly see who's on whose side. But the same news will keep saying that person 45's name. And that got to me. I can't. That's why I quit watching. I can't watch it. Like, you just want the ratings now. The son of the Hopi. Oh, cool. Diana, maybe we should talk about that on Wednesday, because Diana and I are going to have a show Wednesday night about the continuing of the unfolding, but that's the day Pluto changes signs from Capricorn to Aquarius. So anybody want to come and visit us, we'll be there at 9 o'clock.
that's awesome. The Hopi prophecies are very, very important, and I've read them and love them. They're very. Will you please stop being so excited? Oh my
I
God.
got to
Yeah,
say,
our dogs are crazy today. All right.
and look
So
at that.
yes, I love this. It's the time of the divine feminine.
Yes,
It's
it
time
is.
for us, ladies. Yep, it's
Yep.
time. Wow.
And that's men too. Men who have their feminine side. You see more
That's right.
fathers
Yep.
staying home and raising the kids. You see all kinds of stuff now. That we
Mhm.
never saw. Yeah, I can't watch the news either, Lisa.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-mm.
And Craig, I've heard so many horror stories about the Catholic Church and what they've done. I'm sorry that, there's a lot of people
Oh,
actually that are Reformed Catholics that are spiritual people now. Thank goodness. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
dumps a baby in water, a brand new baby. I never saw that either. I'm like, that's kind of torturing a child, you know. But
Yeah.
what do I
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I just didn't. It
Well,
never.
the other thing that's really difficult for us is that a lot of the religious people think that drag shows and things like that uh, bring in pedophiles, and their own church has, and so but they're not recognizing the fact that they're
But
part of that right
yeah,
there.
they never own it. They never own up
Yeah.
to it, right? And there's all those priests with those robes on and stuff. While there's still a organized religion called Catholic. Well, and this went on in every religion,
In
north,
every religion, yeah,
south,
pretty much.
you know.
Yeah,
But still, it's just
I know.
disgusting. Disgusting.
It's
I'm
when
sorry that you had to
well,
put.
if we're here, we've probably woken up from that slumber, so
Mhm.
we're ahead of the game. We're not any better. We're not any worse than anybody else. We
Mhm.
just are who we are. So, Valerie, this has been a wonderful hour.
Mhm.
Um, I'm glad we got some trajectories, and thank you for your beautiful meditation for all of us as well, which really did make a big difference to some of the people in the chat. So, thank you so much. And I'm glad you gave us, what do I want to say? Small bites, small bites, because it's so hard because we're not astrological thinkers, but the small bites that you've given us are giving us a little bit more hope. And even though there may be a longer period of time until things get much, much better, we know that we're on that trajectory now and we're coming out of that really heavy stuff. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
we are, and we
Yeah.
got to do it together.
That's right.
So
That's right.
beautiful. I mean,
It
it is.
is. It
Wow.
is. Yep. So thank you, my dear. Everybody, Valerie has a wonderful channel over at Illumination Portal. It's in the information for the show. If you can, get over there. And she does shows, and she does shows with Dream Detective Kate and Diana Oil Painter and others.
Mhm.
And I love it when she comes to visit me as well. So
Thank you for
thank you,
having me.
Valerie. And
Thank
thank
you.
you, everybody in the chat. Lots of love to you all.
Love
Take
you
care of
all.
yourself. Yep. Bye-bye.